Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming out tonight. I have the PlayStation 5 version here. I thought that I would fire some of that up and take a look at it. Let's see here. Well, that's weird. There's that. Nice when it already works. All right, I need to turn on this TV. So I have to be a little bit careful. Since the game's not out yet and all of that sort of stuff, I don't want to do spoilery type stuff. And I don't know. There is a thing that I am working my way up to that would be a spoiler, and I am going to try to not get there. But I haven't played this chunk of the game before, so I don't know if I'm immediately close to it or not. But anyway. I'm going to try to, let's see if I can put chat on this teleprompter. And then, because I need to turn like this in order to see the television. And so I'll be over here like this. And we'll play some Assassin's Creed. This stuff is the other stuff I want to solve with moving to a new a location. And when I was talking about getting another TV and that sort of stuff, is to not have to turn this far when I play console stuff. You know? Memory add-ons is ominous. So that's like the pre-order. Like there's already like a pre-order quest and some other stuff that counts as a memory add-on. But it is very much scanning for additional missions and that sort of content. And it launches into this Call of Duty like launcher that like, I thought we were done with this. I thought we were done doing this. I think it's super weird that this is here. Because you can hit this and it'll just go like, okay, launching Assassin's Creed Valhalla in 5 seconds. And like, okay, wait, I don't even have that installed. So it would bring up the store page if I don't have the game installed. Which is handy because then you can buy the game, right? And that's right. I'm curious. So again, this game isn't quite out yet, or maybe it's out in some parts of the world, but not this one. Okay, this is where you would go, I believe, to see the projects, which are your like daily or time limited quests. And so I just went and did one of those for the first time, but this menu, yeah, this is just not in the game yet. So I assume this will start working tonight. Some streamers had access yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I've had the game for about 2 weeks, but yes, when the review embargo hit, that's when they were letting people stream some of the game. But again, it's like very specific limitations about where you can be in the game, and which is not unheard of. That's a very common type of embargo. Like, I'm actually surprised that people are able to stream it at all before it's widely available. That's usually something that they would be not super open to doing. I'm just making sure that this looks okay. All right, this looks all right. The unified launcher thing makes even less sense for something like Assassin's Creed, says Bun Bun. I agree. I agree that these to me have been, these are story-driven games that you finish and you're done with. Like the idea of like, I'm going to keep multiple Assassin's Creed games installed is not, that's not a thing I would do. All right, what do we got? Contracts, huh? I just unlocked hideouts in a couple of other areas. You can spend money to open up hideouts, which is, you know, kind of like you return to manage your growing empire of rebels or whatever we're calling them. Completing contracts, earn extra resources and loot. Contracts refresh when the seasons change. So yeah, there's this concept of seasons. Take supplies. Pillage the outlaws' cache. And loot the targets. Okay. So let's track that one. Lay waste to all outlaw goods. I mean, let's just accept them all. We'll track this one and go do it. And so you have this concept of scouts. You see over in the corner here, or the upper right corner, I think that's the timer that determines how long until the next season starts and how many scouts I have. You can kind of send scouts out when you're in this exploration mode where it doesn't immediately highlight everything on the map. You can send scouts to try to narrow the location that you're searching. And that's pretty handy. Okay, so we're like here, right? Oh no, this is all the way back here. Okay, let me fast travel here then, because that's closer to where we're going. Unlocking fast travel points is either these hideouts or finding, you know, towers to climb, and those become your fast travel points when you unlock them. So this is my main... Yeah, that's the stable. Okay, I haven't been back here since the very beginning of the game, so I'm going to look around a little bit and see if there's anything to be done. What's up, kid?
Is it true that there was a battle here once, and Tomiko fought up a whole army by herself? She's good with a broom. I don't want to imagine her with a weapon.
So you find a lot of decorative items when you're out in the world, and I guess you can, I assume, like you put shelves into some of your buildings and stuff, so I assume you can... Where did I put that second building? Here it is. That's a little awkward having it right next to you. That's fine, whatever. There's some contracts here. And then... Improve hideout. Let's take a look at what that... What can we build? The heart of the hideout, where key decisions are made. Okay, so we already have one of those. We already have a stables. And we already have a kakurega, which gives you a scout. Seasonal... Okay, so the contracts come with that. The study expands the network by recruiting new scouts. Okay. Recruit a blacksmith. So one of the first missions it gives you is to go recruit a blacksmith, which I have not done yet. So maybe we'll go do that too. Oh, okay. We can connect it to here. Can I connect it on this side, or does it have to be... Sure. Let's connect it up, I guess. I don't know. Rustic roof works for me. Rustic walls. Do we want to showcase armor and outfits, artwork, or unique weapons? I guess... sure. Let's put station set 3 in there. And then we can decide... Okay, yeah. Can we put a weapon here? Does it take it out of my inventory, or do I just... All right. Okay. So now we have another scout, which is handy if you want to send people. So you can send them out and have them like collect resources and stuff too. Is my understanding of how that stuff works. haven't found what to do with gear you're not using, if you can sell it or whatever. Like, it's I'm sure that these questions would be easier to answer if I had a more substantial memory of the more recent Assassin's Creed games, but those games washed over me in a way that I'm like, dog, I don't like the I remember it in broad strokes. Like, this game is very much like those games in broad strokes, but like I don't remember if you could sell gear in the other games, or if this stuff just amasses in my inventory over time. I've got the Toxic Katana of Malice. It does poison buildup damage. Okay. Okay, so let's do this the right way. And like, I would just want to like take off running. That's always my thing, is just like, yo, I'm gonna run. But let's turn on the Pathfinder, and then we'll head out to a road, and then we'll call our horse. Oh, I'm still in the hideout, so I can't call my horse. Nope, apparently this is still the hideout. How about now? No? Oh, okay. There's a full-on transition out of here. I did not realize that. What's this? What's up with you? Oh! It's popping.
Monta, is that you?
You survived the fall of Iga. Not many of our neighbors did. Our home is a shadow of what it once was.
No, shadows.
We left together and found this place.
Come inside. You can stay here.
Only if you let us earn our keep.
We want to build community here. Allies who will work together.
Then let us be on the lookout for you. We'll keep this place safe. Gather information.
You are all welcome.
Just taking in more people. Smuggler's Run, you say? Level 9, baby. Ah, my base stats have increased. Mastery points are for your skill tree. The way they govern... Well, I'll show you real quick here. The way they govern the skill tree is through knowledge points. And so you can't get level 2 things until you have level 2 knowledge. And you gain knowledge sometimes by completing quests and whatever else. But like there's... you know how sometimes when you find a location, it'll be like, there are 4 collectible items here. Like Assassin's Creed has definitely done that before. That much I remember. Though, when you complete that, when you run around and find the 4 book pages that are missing in that area, it'll say, you know, area complete, and you will gain 1 knowledge point. And so that's how they move you up this knowledge tree. I feel like I'm at a point at the skill tree here where I've spent points on the things I want, and now I just need to get my knowledge on because, like, I want this deflect. Well, that says you got to progress further in the story also, so it's not even just that. They also have this kind of like, you know, you see this has 8 levels, or no, sorry, 13 levels. No, that's 8 levels that are just like straight up a dump for base damage. So if you're like not feeling anything on the tree, you can just go, fuck it, make my sword hit harder, which is very tempting. Oh, cool. All right. So I just equipped my Kusarigama after finding one in my secondary weapon slot. I didn't realize that this would be a separate skill tree for the separate weapon. That makes sense considering there's a katana skill tree, but I have not been in here and looked at this yet. But this costs 5 points if you want Feral Outburst. Tools like kunai, smoke bombs, you know, ninja stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to hang on to that skill point and not spend it. Because I don't really want any of this stuff. Like, nothing wrong with increased health, that's for sure. You know what? I used to have a sword equipped that, like, for every ability slot that was, like, not equipped, you gained 10% damage, but I don't think I have that sword anymore, so maybe I should buy a katana ability. Tidal Wave. Extremely fast strike, dealing 25% ability damage and making the enemy vulnerable. Let's do it. Oh, apparently I have 10 points. Jeez. Oh, that's right. Some of the missions you complete just give you, like, 5 points for your skill tree. And I completed a couple of those. That's why I have so many. So at knowledge rank 3, we can chain tidal wave to be 2 things. Okay, all right. Now can I call my horse? Horse! All right, let me run across the water and get on the actual road and then call the horse while I'm running. And there we go. Okay. That's clunky. That's clunky. This could do with a automatically run to end of line sort of thing, I think. That would be like a nice...
Where am I? The Fukui curse has found me again.
Don't I know it, lady?
Send me to the market.
Because so far, a lot of this game has been me doing this, is riding my horse to the line, or like saying, man, I don't want to ride on the line. I'm just going to get off and run into the brush and hope that I get there faster, which has been the case in some cases. But like, if you see like how thick some of these forests, you know, like some of the trees and things are here, like you can run all through this, but like you can't even see yourself on screen. You're just like running down a mountain invisible. You're like, I hope I'm going the right way. I'm just looking at the compass. So like that type of navigation, I think, has not been awesome. This place looks all fucked up. All right. I was just looking to see if there's anything for me to get. I love to get. Is the samurai kind of worthless outside of combat? So there's this whole chunk of the game you don't... Like, you start as the samurai for like 5 minutes. Like tutorial, and then you play a lot as just her, and so presumably there is a point where they meet, which, and by presumably I mean that's a part that if we accidentally get there on this stream, I have to turn it off. But yes, there you play as her for a good, for like the entire early game. Or at least the first act or whatever we want to call it. Again, not having finished the game, I can't really speak too much to the exact structure of that stuff, but that seems to be how it's built. Okay, so what do we got? What was I doing? Looting the targets, right. So presumably, okay, so what can I do here? I can click in the right stick and then we can see people. And just mark them all. This is pretty much what they have instead of the bird. I'll tell you, these characters all being red like this is also not a great accessibility thing for me.
Careful. This place is on alert.
What are these people doing over here? What are these guys doing? Is this guy going to turn around? I want this guy here to just... I wonder if I can just do this. Oh, not like that. I can't. Fuck. All right. Well, whatever. That one I should have rolled out of the way of and not blocked. Okay, you're not fooled. Oh, but you were fooled enough for me to, like, run and assassinate you, so I'll take it. What does difficulty change? That's a good question. It's health is the biggest one that I've noticed, and so yeah. So if you didn't listen to the podcast yesterday, and are coming to this video not having no idea who I am, I guess also, I'm colorblind, and so the red glint on these unblockable attacks is completely fucking useless to me. And the accessibility options, I have them toggled for color blindness, but it only changes the interface, and for whatever reason they did not consider those attack glints to be part of the interface. And so you can't change them. So basically I almost quit the game about 5 minutes in because I couldn't finish the tutorial about those attacks. So after about 6 hours of being really mad about it, I said, well, fuck. And I loaded it back up and turned the difficulty way down. I don't think that this game, like, other than that thing for me and my eyes, I don't think this game is difficult at all. None of it seems hard. Like, the combat is very mashy, like, whatever. In my experience with the game before I had to turn it down, like, that's just kind of how it did not feel. It, like, nothing about this game feels hard, is, I guess, my point. But turning it down has practically trivialized, because you just don't take damage. Like, you know, it basically, it makes it so you can make mistakes all day long, and only really grievous ones against much higher level enemies are going to make it so that you take a significant amount of damage. Like, I have rations I can use to restore health at any point. Like, I have, what, 4 of them, 3 of them? But, like, I barely have to use those anymore. Your health recovers out of combat anyway. So the rations are really there for you to just... Oh, there's someone. Oh, no, that was just... The white was around the crops, I guess, there. Okay, what are we doing? Did I do the thing? Did I complete that contract? Was I just talking, and did it just not have any real, like, fanfare for you did the thing? I guess I could look. I guess I'm not tracking anything anymore. That's a good indicator that I did what I needed to do here, huh? Okay. What's that? Well, I do need some knowledge points. What else we got? As you can see, they're putting, like, basic, like, enemy level guidance on some of these areas. Anyway, so back to the difficulty stuff. Like, turning it down, it's fun. I'm just murdering these people, and I'm murdering these people more easily than I would otherwise. But honestly, other than the, you know, the color blindness stuff, none of this game seemed difficult at all. So I, you know, like, I don't necessarily feel like I'm cheating myself out of that much. And also, fucking, they didn't do the fucking thing they need to do for accessibility reasons. So, like, you know, like, I'm not going to feel guilty about it. If anything, it, like, I damn near didn't play this game because I was pretty fucking pissed, because that's, you know, that's 2 in a row out of Ubisoft games that, like, I really thought were kind of cool and wanted to play, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown had the exact same problem. Someone mentioned in the YouTube comments on the podcast that they did actually update that stuff. And so I reinstalled it, but I haven't had time to go back to it and actually see, you know, kind of what the changes were and if it's actually a good improvement or not. Okay, what am I doing? Objectives. That will tell me. So here's kind of like the circle of people we're looking to murder. We want to murder all of these people. We will murder all of these people. They wronged us. We are going to murder these people. Oh, this Kujikiri stuff is like, these are the flashbacks to you learning how to fight or as a kid or whatever. I did one of them and was not a big fan. Let's go find this blacksmith so we can upgrade some weapons. He is in southwestern Izumi Setsu. He is in Sakai. He is east of the port of Sakai. Now, I kind of know exactly where that is. If I remember right. If the quest guidance is too broad, use more than one scout to search a wider area or explore the area first to reveal points of interest. So yeah, that's the thing. And you can still turn off this exploration mode if you just want the thing to show up on your map, which I think since we've already been around this area, it already does show on the map. But you can just toggle it to do it. I decided to finally leave it on exploration with one of these because it sounds like that they wanted to make some changes to make that exploration mode a little bit more interesting. Or more like, I don't know, not as much of an annoyance as I think it has been in some of the past games. Of just like, oh great, you want me to wander around like there isn't enough to do in this open world, like now you want me to just like fucking stagger around, like no thanks, I got shit to do. But like I like the idea of the exploration mode of like, no, we're not going to tell you, we're going to give you, you know, a rough indication of like where you need to go and why, and you know, go find it. I think that's like a cool idea. Oh. Well, what did that... Okay, what... Oh, okay, so we do kind of still have a... Let's send a scout. We have a scout. And see what we can see. So there we go. What did that highlight? Oh, this is another quest for another thing I'm doing. Ornament vendor. But that didn't just reveal the thing that I was hoping to reveal. So I don't know. The scout stuff seems like it will definitely fill in parts of the map, but it won't necessarily... All right, he's in southwestern Izumi Setsu, which that's the overall area, right? Yeah. So that would be down here. He is in Sakai. He is east of the port of Sakai. So the port's right about here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The port is labeled. It's right here. So, yeah, he's here somewhere. Great. Oh.
That could be Heiji, and it looks like he's in trouble.
What? Is he over this fence? Check this shit out. Bop. So look at how you know, that did like no damage. Oh. I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm busy stealing shit from my hideout. You understand.
Heiji, you did not fight back.
I do not spill blood. I make tools.
They could have killed you.
Yes, perhaps.
People are usually happy to be spared.
I am not happy. I am broken.
Word.
My parents built this forge to make tobacco knives. They were the best in Sakai, and very valuable. And my parents were killed.
Bill Buss asks, is this the game that Ubisoft needs it to be?
I'm sorry for your loss, Heiji. I'm a friend of Tomiko.
This seems like a very good Assassin's Creed game, I would say, judging from, you know, hearing from other people who have played more of the game than I have, and my time with the game and getting a sense of what the structure of it is. I think it is potentially the best one of the modern Assassin's Creed games. I think they do a really good job with the setting, and so on and so forth. But it is very much another one of those games. And so if you're asking me to like play analyst and ask like, is this going to sell? Is this going to do that? Like, I don't necessarily see this selling dramatically more than the other Assassin's Creed games of this type have been, because it's another one of those. By modern, do I mean anything post Brotherhood? No, I mean the like RPG style, like origin, like this type of Assassin's Creed game. Like, you know, hey, you've got loot, you've got this, you know, like the way they have made the last handful of Assassin's Creed games is what I mean by modern Assassin's Creed. And so I think that this is the best one of those. But part of that is I really like the setting and I don't give a shit about Vikings. And so, you know, your mileage may vary on that, right? Like if you don't care about this setting or these characters or whatever, you know, that might be a hindrance. For me, as soon as it became apparent that like the way this game is set up and the way the bad guys are and whatever, I get the impression that by the end of this game, you are going to be robbing Nobunaga of his ambition by fucking murdering his ass. That's the impression I get. That seems to be what how this game would go. And so that I find to be potentially very cool if it is done well. Okay, we need to build a forge. Back at the hideout. And so yeah, I don't know. Like that sounds cool to me. The other character, Yasuke, you know, like I said, I've only really seen him for the first chunk of the game. It's a very interesting setup. Like he shows up and he's like a slave to these Portuguese priests, and Nobunaga sees him and goes like, why don't you hang out with me? You seem like you're way cooler than these fucking dipshits. And then the next thing you know, you're in full on samurai armor, like, you know, kind of fades down, fades back up, you know, 3 months later, you know, like you're just running around with Nobunaga stabbing people. And so that aspect of the game seems kind of cool too. I think she's a much more interesting character from what I've seen so far, but again, you know, we're pretty early on. But like, I guess like my thing is the idea of playing as a samurai and having a much more in your face combat, way less stealth is what I took from the early part of the game that he is all about. I don't like that. Like, because she's good at open combat as well. You know, she's more squishy because she's not as well armored, but like it doesn't, you know, she's squishy in the same way Assassin's Creed protagonists have always been. And so like the idea of here's an armored dude, I don't know. Like that sounds okay, but not vital. Okay, where do we want to put our forge? Let's rotate it so that the door is this way and we can kind of fit it in right here, I guess. And we'll place it right there. I like this rustic roof. No skins available. Visit the store to discover some. Imagine a universe where you could spend real money on skins for your forge. Imagine no further, because apparently we are here Oh man. Video games, dude. I want it to look like Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Do you have any? Can I use my Ubisoft points for some Rabbids? Can I do a Rabbids rooftop for this forge?
Killed them. Perhaps here I can honor them. I am in your debt again.
Nonsense. You belong here. And don't thank me. Thank Naue. She found you.
This is very good.
Yes, it is.
Okay, salvage chest near the stable. Good to know. Gear upgrade. Level up your gear by bringing materials to the blacksmith. Okay.
I'm looking for sticks to make chuki.
No, you're not.
So many people.
You're
stand here.
asleep.
Tomiko says we need a better solution than her spare cloth. So I'm collecting sticks. Lots of nice, smooth sticks.
Kid, are you on drugs?
Monta, I need you to fix something for me.
I don't just repair roofs, Miss Tomiko. I'm a scout now.
Out there, you're a scout. Here, you fix things.
I'm trying to build with this. I'm trying to get to where this dude. Okay, no, that's a window. This is the building we just built. How do I get to where the dude is? What? Oh, are you over here? Where are you hiding? What the hell? This building's got a trap room in it. What the hell's going? Okay. Oh, is this just a curtain that I can? Okay. Ultimate stealth.
Hello there.
Hang a fucking curtain.
You mentioned a debt you owe to Tomiko. What was it?
When Lord Nobunaga came to Sakai, he commanded my parents to make weapons for his soldiers.
Uh-huh.
They refused. Soldiers came and took them.
Can you forge for
Displayed
me
as an example to others.
I am very
Aiden Pierce's
My
iconic
instinct
cap
was Tomiko hid me with her family. She risked her life.
for a
That
mere
sounds like
$9.99?
Tomiko.
My parents would be happy that I am here. They would like this place.
Okay. Upgrade. Oh, okay, and I can dismantle. There. That's why I was hanging on to all this stuff, because I figured there had to be something. Use the secondary navigation to access the dismantle menu and dismantle weapons and armor. Resources can be recovered by dismantling. Legendary shit cannot be dismantled. So true. Okay, we've got that equipped. This is technically better, but oh wait, is this all? This is showing the upgrade path on this stuff. Tools Master Mask. I wish this would show the current stats on it if they were better or worse than my existing shit. Do I want to upgrade this epic headgear to make it viable? Adrenaline gain, not bad. But the perk on it, well, I guess I'm not afflicting enemies often enough for that to necessarily be a great perk. Let's see if there's anything else that's +1 health segment removed on assassinations at night. That sounds all right, but that is merely uncommon. This has a maximum of 2 slots, so I'm going to upgrade my 2 slot, much like Phantasy Star Online. Stick with the ones that have the slots. Get to use some 4 slot pants. Okay, so I cannot dismantle legendary gear. Okay, let's look at this dismantle menu and see. Can I dismantle epic gear? I can. So that means epic. Do you think of epic as being lesser than legendary in video games? Because I was looking at the colors on this, which, you know, I'm not the color person, I guess, but I was looking at this and thinking that epic was going to be way better than legendary. But here we are. We're able to dismantle epic gear, but not legendary gear, which tells me that epic is under. But yeah, this is rare. Yeah. Well, this is. I guess I had never really thought about the order of things, but in my head, epic is always better than legendary. All right, we don't want any of this bullshit. Well, I guess I won't upgrade this epic then, because apparently it's trash. This is just a more pleasing loot color to me. I don't know. Oh, I can only upgrade to 9 because I'm level 9, right? Yeah. How much of this shit do I have? Okay, we've got an okay coins, and then we've got 400 rocks or whatever. Love a good clanging noise when you're upgrading shit. Fortified katana of security. Has more adrenaline gain. Vigilant katana of service. Oh, yeah, this is... Oh, that's already level 9, so I can't... No, I can upgrade it 1 level. Okay, let's do that. Let's make our toxic katana of malice a level 9 weapon. The old Death Whisperer. I mean, you know, like, it's so early game. Like, am I even going to find any? You know, I'll probably find better stuff immediately here. Better off upgrading this trinket. And then dismantling this is a slightly cumbersome interface, I will say. I could level this up. The night damage bonus is a neat idea. But that's the only, I think that's the only piece of armor I have that has any kind of like actual perk on it.
Hurry back.
Okay, they also mentioned that by the stables there would be a salvage chest and that there would be things in there. Am I running the right way or the wrong way? Okay, no, that's the wrong way. No, that's the right way. The stables would be down here, right? Horse. All right, I guess maybe there's just nothing in it, because that looks like This looks like it would be the aforementioned chest. All right, now what? This is the, I think it's a, I don't know if this is a pre-order bonus or a deluxe edition thing, but this quest is one of the, we were talking about memory add-ons earlier. And this is the quest that I think showed up because of that. Looks like we can go, looks like the reward for this is a dog. Well, it'd be nice if I had this fast travel point, but I don't. It's probably going to be easiest to ride out of town and go wherever that is than it would be to go here. I don't want to go back to town, though. Well, let's go here so we can jump off a thing. You know, like you do in Assassin's Creed. You want to see how far the map extends? Sure. This is our bottom right. That's our top right. Not a lot of horizontal movement. Seems like a decent sized area, but maybe not massive. At one point, you can see kind of the areas I explored. Like at one point, I deliberately took a quest up here because I'm just like, fuck it, I want to go somewhere else and see how long that takes. It did not take that long to ride from here to here. That said, I don't know that I would say that the game feels small or anything either. I have fucked this up multiple times, jumping off the wrong angle. No, just keep going. You don't need to flip out. Just can we get away with this? Looks like we can. But yeah, see what I mean? Like, you know, you get off the roads and it just kind of quickly becomes like, whoops, I'm trying to run up a mountain and there's a zillion trees and where the hell am I? And there was another fast travel point somewhere. Yeah. All right. Why don't we stop here on our way? I don't know why I can't run in this direction because I can't see well enough. Presumably it's a tree or something, but... Also, that Pathfinder line that we were using earlier only shows up on the roads. And so if I enabled it here, it wouldn't show me how to get to a road where, you know... It wouldn't show me how to get to where I need to get to for the line to start working, which is sort of awkward.
It's a Fukui family curse.
Okay, there's some pages here to find. So that'll get us a knowledge point. Oh, there's... Oh. This is a bad man temple. That is probably one of the pages up there.
Better to keep out of sight.
No, I mean, because I can just do that. I mean, yeah, I could keep out of sight, but like, honestly, why? Uh-oh. A little bit of that for you. No problem. Nope. Couldn't make that jump. Oh, hi, sir. Pardon me. I have something for you. And then you can just do this. Ah, some stuff I can steal for the base. That's right. Ninjas come and try to snatch your crops. See that shit? How you like that shit? You just hang on, let me drink something. Fuck you, man. Ah, he says. A lot of that animation in this game. And so now that I'm hidden again, even though I think there's still enemies somewhere in here, you see I just got all my life back. Bloody Katana of Malice. Finally, an uncommon katana. Oh, okay. As you loot. Okay, so I was just about to say, man, this game could use like a transmog option of some kind, huh? And here we are. So we don't get poison, we get bleed buildup, less posture DPS and ability damage than what we had, but not dramatically so. 14 is higher than 12, more damage with affliction. Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, so really what I was here to do is climb up here and get a fast travel point. But also there's something up here. Yeah, so these are the lost pages that will be in these locations. And that's a way to get, if I find all of the lost pages, I will get a knowledge point, which I want knowledge points because I'm trying to buy level 2 skills. Climbing tower is a lot easier when you can just L1 your way up there. Do any of the katanas handle differently? No, I think katanas are going to handle like katanas. But you do, from the looks of the skill tree, find 2 other weapon types you can equip. I have one right now that I actually haven't tried now that you mention it. Is this the first? Is there nowhere for me to jump? Actually, while I was up there, I should look around at some stuff. That's probably, well, can I jump off of this? Okay, you just jump off. It's a little underwhelming. So we got that there, but there was something... Ah, it's all the way over here. Oh, that's all that was. It was like the... Much like Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Oh, you're just cool? All right, okay. That there is probably one of the pages. Oh, there's a guy here too. There's 2 guys here. Hey, what's up?
What now?
Something I want to show you. Revenge of Shinobi, even. Oh. Hi. What's up? You got stuff? Okay. Tengu's Torment and a tobacco pipe. All right, that is indeed what I'm looking for. This is a much bigger area than I thought it was. Okay. Just gotta find this page. Let's see if there's any enemies about. I think I can just kind of like hold L2 and kind of look around and... I mean, if I were hiding collectibles in this area, I would put one way up there where I already was. Because that would be the most annoying place for them to put it. But... I guess, you know, do you see what I'm saying about like this is kind of this I don't mean to be overly reductive with this, but like they made another one of the Assassin's Creed games that they've been making, you know? Like it doesn't necessarily feel like a massive step up in terms of like crowd, you know, like in fact, I'd say you get into the city areas, like the crowd stuff can get a little cumbersome. Like, you know, they'll get in your way more than you think that they would. And it's just, they made a game like the games they've been making. I think the setting and, you know, obviously I think they've honed it. They've gotten better at making this type of game over the last chunk of them. So if you're kind of looking for another one of those, I think this game is pretty fucking awesome. Just structurally, you know, the story seems good. And the characters seem interesting. And so I think that stuff's cool. But I think if you're looking for something that's like reinventing Assassin's Creed or anything like that, like you're not going to find it here. Like that's not what this game is. I think some people were looking at like the setting and some of the ideas around like, oh, you have a totally different character to play as, and you know, like this is gonna, but like that doesn't, like you see stuff in here about like posture DPS and, you know, like things that make you think like, oh, like is posture a big part of this game now? Or are they taking a cue from some of the From stuff? Like it doesn't, like that stuff seems very, well, I say it seems superficial, but with the caveat that it probably plays a lot more into the other character and that style of more open combat that you'll probably do with him. That stuff maybe matters a little bit more there, but I can't say for sure because I haven't gotten to that point in the story yet. But and so, but like maybe if you're looking for like that type of, you know, change in like the way the combat is structured, if you're looking for an Assassin's Creed game that downplays the stealth, you know, that doesn't seem like a human. That doesn't seem like that would be why anyone would come to the game called Assassin's Creed. But you know, hey, have I used a scout in this? Yeah, let's see. I'm curious. Yeah, maybe if I use a scout in this area, it will solve this problem. I don't know what the answer to that question is. The scout button, no work. I assume it's because I'm in enemy territory or am like too close to enemies. The same reason why I probably couldn't fast travel right now. Let's check. Yeah, fast travel unavailable. This should say because there are enemies nearby. Because I don't really see anybody. That would be causing this situation of preventing me from fast traveling. And yet, if I ran away from this area, it would suddenly let me fast travel. So presumably, there's got to be someone here somewhere. All right, how much time am I going to spend looking for this page versus just like, why don't we just get on with it? I'll look around for a couple seconds here, and then we'll just get on with it. Now, there's still some crops or whatever over here to steal, so I'll run over there, and that would at least indicate that I haven't explored this section extremely well. Hemp cloth. Ah. Okay. And there's a guy over here. How's there a guy over here? Wasn't I over here already? Oh, there's the thing I'm looking for. Excuse me, sir. The elusive knowledge point. Oh, sick, a boulder. Hey, guys. You know what? Let's change weapons here. And then up. I would say functionally, you know, and the different weapons will get abilities if you unlock them on the skill tree, but, you know, in that fight right there, it did not feel functionally very different from the katana. But the heavy attack on this certainly has some range on it, which is kind of cool. And it looks neat! Which has to count for something, right? Alright, what were we doing? Petting a dog? I had to take a break to murder a bunch of guys, you know? Now I could stand to pet a dog. You're not even going to tell me where the dog is either? Surely the dog is up at the top.
Is that a dog?
Is that a dog?
Sounds hurt. There's the dog. Looks like it has been in a fight.
Hello, dog.
I won't hurt you. Are you alone? Ichiro, you belonged to him. There's blood in your fur. Were you in a fight? Show me who hurt you. I'll follow. Auntie Matsu always told me to look out for strange dogs. Soft fur, but sharp teeth.
Now we're just auto-following a dog.
I wonder how long you waited at Ichiro's grave. What an unusual relationship you must have had with him.
Well, you know, it's a dog's life.
Something there! Where are you taking me? Not into a trap, I hope. I'll have to...
Hang on, I gotta kill this dude. Dog, come back. Okay, so yeah, like area of attack, I hit 2 enemies at once. That's cool. Like, that's neat that this weapon does that. I don't...
Your purpose has somehow become mine. I do not usually follow dogs. There is something about you, though.
The dog follower.
Something about Ichiro's death, don't you? Lead on. We will uncover the truth.
What's up? Oh, sorry. Nope. Sorry. I thought...
So the mongrels left my brother-in-law's side. He's been lying there whimpering for days. Ichiro's that idiot! He inherited a big, beautiful estate while me and my husband live on this farm like animals.
What exactly happened to Ichiro?
Ugh, the fur choked on some fish. Didn't check for bones first. And now he's bones. Probably why the mutt stayed. Dogs love bones.
Can we get like 3 more lines of bone jokes here?
Is ours.
Oh, you seem like you suck shit.
The feeling is mutual. Before Ichiro died, he hid the inheritance and gave the key to this creature.
You took it back?
Not before that mutt attacked my guards. Almost bit my arm off. Some of that blood on his fur is mine.
These both seem like they lead to fights.
The dog was more loyal to your brother-in-law than you were. You don't deserve the key.
Who are you to decide that? Mind your own business. This is a family matter.
You killed Ichiro.
All right.
This won't take long.
Good riddance. Amat? That key must be nearby. I'm trusting your nose to find the key.
So am I following this dog or what? Am I okay? I would think it would be in here, personally. Yeah.
No
Oh.
key here.
But a valuable straw hat. Hi. Hey, I just killed everybody else here, but that's cool with you. Is that cool with you? All right. Good talk. Good talk. This dog's just following me. That line about, hey, I'm relying on you to sniff it out. Unless he's going to act a different way when we get close or something. All right, there's something. Is there a trapdoor in the floor? Is there an under to this? Ah.
Here it is.
So much for your fucking nose, dog.
Where'd he go? Maybe he went back to his owner's side.
Can I just ride random horses? I guess I don't know. All right. Yes.
Right.
Had to check the time here. Okay. This away.
You were protecting this the whole time.
Yeah, but thanks for killing that lady.
If you are reading this, you have earned the trust of my one and only friend. Takako has succeeded in her plan. I knew it would not be long before she put a knife in my back. Tell Tsukimaru I am sorry, and scratch his head for me, behind the ears.
It is funny that they turned the trope of you can pet the dog into a full-on fucking, like, pre-order quest.
Ichiro says he's sorry. And when you're ready to say goodbye to him, you would make a great guard dog. With me, at your new home. Good boy.
You have acquired dog. Wait, we get a cutscene for finding dog? Or is this just the start of a new season? Weather changes everything. Okay, well, all right. Now I guess there's a dog at our base. Cool. That's, sure. The silent katana of wounding. Oh, we are not level 11. We cannot equip Tengu's Torment. Something dumb, like, I don't know, man, video games, right? There's something really dumb about this particular, whatever, this game has guns in it. There's something really stupid about them using the phrase the word headshots here. And that means, if you throw a kunai into someone's head, right? That's what they're getting at here. But like, there's just something real silly about feudal Japan headshots. That's what this game's been so far. Like I said, their whole pitch has been this whole like dual character thing, and I actually like that the game doesn't get right into that. The way they kind of let you get into her, and then Yasuke's just over here with nothing at the moment. And, presumably they will meet, and then you get to the point that, the stuff they've been talking about the entire time about swapping between characters. But like, now that I've seen a little bit of him and like significantly more of her, she seems very much like the star of this game. Like, the quest here is her father was murdered by you and your father were left for dead by this circle of assholes. And the game is you murdering this circle of assholes. Now, I'm sure the other dude will have some fucking objectives of his own and some things that he wants to do. But right now, everything compelling about this game is about this revenge tale. And the quests, you do to lead up to it. Like, in order to get closer to this guy and learn about the golden gun that I got shot with, and murder the person who wields it in order to figure out who the person is, I need to make friends with a tea merchant. I made friends with his son, and now I need to learn proper tea etiquette, which I assume will be some kind of button pressing mini game or something when the time comes, and I need to go get some better clothes. So like the stuff that they're having you do, it's not always just go stab a guy. And that's nice. You're finding people, you're converting them over to your side, you're convincing them to join the fight, you're, and all of that. You're building a base and building something of a resistance along the way. And I think that stuff has been nice. I think that stuff has been more compelling than the stories that I remember from the previous batch of Assassin's Creed games. Okay, so we can, yeah. Well, I want to, if I can just unlock another fast travel point, I'm going to do it. But let's actually go back to our main base here and see what this, see what kind of resources we get out of this chest, and then that's probably enough Assassin's Creed for me for now. I'm going to probably start, because, all these Ubisoft games have cloud save, like cross-platform save support now, which is kind of rad. For me, I don't know, like, as someone who will have access to multiple versions of most games, I think that's rad. For most people, maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe you're like, I'm going to play it on, like, the normal thing to do would be I'm going to buy it on one platform and that's it. But as someone who is interested in seeing how this runs on a Steam Deck, it'll be nice to not have to start over from scratch. But yeah, this is the PS5 Pro. Running in the, like, I guess it's probably the balanced mode, right? That is how I said it. Yes, balanced. Visual fidelity similar to quality mode at 40 frames per second frame rate. I will say that this 40 frames looks better than the quality setting, frame rate wise, as far as I can tell. And I don't know if this is exactly... So they put out a... I was reading something that they posted about what the different settings do on a PS5 Pro, and it sounds like it was extended ray tracing on both balanced and quality. And on performance, you will merely get normal ray tracing. So, you know, ray tracing, baby. I turned off HDR because the game was too dark. So ray tracing doesn't actually sound super great. But yeah, I don't know. It's an enjoyable game. I'm digging it so far. I don't know that I'm not like head over heels for it, but I guess I would say that about pretty much all of the you know, modern Assassin's Creed games. Like there's been some good ones, and I think when they first pivoted to this style, it was really neat, and they had a couple of really good games there in the beginning. And I don't know. This seems like a good one of those. At the same time, I think I'm at a point where... And they did this with like Mirage and stuff, right? Where they're like, well, what if we tried to make an Assassin's Creed game like the old Assassin's Creed games? And that just didn't do it for me the way I was hoping it would. Like I was thinking like, oh yeah, Assassin's Creed is back, and they're gonna... And I tried it out, and I was like, this is fine, but it's not... You know, I don't know. It did not do it for me the way that I thought it would. But yeah, Origins was good. Valhalla, I didn't like. It was fine. I don't know. And Odyssey was, you know, obviously interesting for kind of what it did as well. This launcher, I'm sorry, I don't really see why. I'm gonna go back and play as Bayek some more. Like, it's just, that's not a thing people would do. And so yeah, this stuff is not up. Presumably this stuff will be... The store, I don't think, is up either. Yeah. I like this, that instead of saying okay, which would be a normal prompt for this screen, it just says, hey, online service error, here's a bunch of fucking gibberish, and then your response is yes. Yes. All right, let's get down to what really matters. It's Paw Patrol on a roll. No, wait. It's Paw Patrol Mighty Pups. Pups Save Adventure Bay. No? So, that's Assassin's Creed Shadows, at least where I'm at. Like I said, you know, the as they pitched it, the core of it was this idea of having two playable characters, and I am curious to see how that pans out. And my understanding is that the structure of it is like there are definitely some missions that are where you can pick who you want to play as, but also some missions that are definitely like, no, this is Yasuke's mission, and this is Naoe's mission, and you know, you kind of go through it that way. Like, if he's a change of pace occasionally, I think that'll be fine. But at this point, I'm engrossed in her story to the point where, like, they'll have to do some pretty heavy story lifting to get him up to that level. Like, the initial little bit with him is intriguing for sure, but Also, the two of them are on opposite sides of the conflict. So I'm assuming that there is going to be a moment here where he goes, wait, Nobunaga's the bad guy, and then ends up hanging out at her stables or something, right? I don't know for sure, but that's how it has to go, right? But yeah. I'm still, you know, I'm a little salty about the whole accessibility thing. You know, like these games have had color blindness options forever, and to have it very blatantly not actually fix the gameplay thing that you would need fixed, like the interface being it actually doesn't fix the two things that are bad about it. Like the eagle vision where you can see guys through walls. Oh, those guys are still red, so they're really hard to pick out against the background. And the attack glint on the, you know, on the unblockable attacks and stuff, like that stuff just sucks. So, you know, the idea that they have these settings that'll be like, well, you can change the interface colors to be this instead of this, and you're like, okay, that's not unuseful, but it doesn't actually correct anything at all. And so many games just have, like, they approach it one of two ways. Either they have an interface setting that lets you change the interface, or it's a color filter that changes the color of the entire game, which is also fucking useless. And different people have different types of color blindness, so maybe for some people that's a dramatic correction that they need. But for me, I have never had a case where a colorblind filter that changes the color of the entire game does anything for me at all. It's completely fucking useless. Because in most cases, when I tune it to my type of color blindness, it's like they just go over to the TV and turn the red up. That doesn't do shit. And so the idea that, like, at the end of the day, like, so many games are trying to do this thing where you pick your type of color blindness, and sometimes they give you an intensity. If it's a filter, you can go from 0 to 10 or something. And maybe some people are finding some relief there, but, like, for me, it's been the thing that I think goes all the way back to, like Titanfall. Like, let me arbitrarily set the interface colors. And by interface colors, I mean all of them, not just, like, it needs to be that in-game stuff as well. And let me arbitrarily pick colors. Call of Duty does that, and it's perfect. Because I can go, okay, I need two colors that look as dramatically different as possible, so there's no mistaking them. I need them to be as widely apart from each other for my eyes. And Call of Duty's done that really well for a lot of years. I think Titanfall was, or maybe Titanfall 2. I guess it would have been Titanfall 2. No, it was time. Anyway. Point being, the Titanfall games were really, really good at that as well. Just let people pick the colors if they need, to figure out what they need, instead of going like, oh, protanopia means this, and then you have a preset that actually doesn't fucking work for shit. Which I feel like most games, that's exactly the case. Like, I turn that interface on and go like, oh, this does not distinguish these colors in a meaningful way for me either. And so I end up having to, either pick one of the other options and hope for the best, which is weird because the other options don't match the type of color blindness that I supposedly have. Or, games that let you arbitrarily pick colors. So there you got it. I don't know, man. But, aside from that, and that is a frustrating thing, the game seems fine. I'm like I said, I think there's stuff about the story that is very easy to latch onto and enjoy. The combat is fun, and you really get to cut a lot of dudes' throats constantly, which, if that's up your alley, then you'll probably dig it. But at the end of the day, like, I think if and I think some of it is maybe unfair to the developers of this game. that the publishing side of their company or you know, whatever it is, you know, there's this narrative has formed around this idea of this game's really got a hit for him. There's a lot riding on this for Ubisoft. Like, this game is good. Parts of this game are great. But to ask it to be a game that's going to somehow save a company that has like fumbled its way into a hole with a lot of other mistakes that are not the fault of the people making this game, sucks. The idea that there's a ton of shit riding on this game, if that's actually the case, seems unfortunate. Because at the end of the day, I think this game is good, but it is the next big Assassin's Creed game. And if you are already done with this style of Assassin's Creed game, this is not going to get you back on board unless you are so in love with the setting that makes it work for you. The other thing I would say is I think Ghost of Tsushima is mostly a better game. I think there's stuff that this game does with terrain and things like that are nice, but like, I don't know, the structure or the combat of Ghost of Tsushima I think is really fun and feels very different from this. Like, this just feels a little plain. And again, you know, you have to take into consideration that like most of my time with this game has been spent on a lower difficulty. But at the same time, the time I spent playing it on the normal difficulty has not been dramatically different. It really just felt like hey, they attack less frequently, or they do less damage, or both, or whatever. And you know, either that's going to do it for you or it's not. So yeah, I don't know. Like it seems like a really good one of those. It seems like maybe my favorite one of those, which is cool. But again, I you know, people were putting a lot of things on this game, like it's got to save this and it's got to do this, and it's not, you know, and it's getting delayed because it's not dramatically different from the other recent Assassin's Creed games. So keep that in mind. I would say, like, that's important to remember, is that they made another one of these, and you know, it's a different setting and all that stuff, but it's at its core extremely similar to the games that they have been making for a while now. So, you know, your mileage may vary. But as far as like characters and story and all that stuff, like it's been that aspect of it's been very compelling. So, you know, that's the thing dragging me through it, is, and I'm a sucker for this. I'm a sucker for the game where they present you with like, look at all these fuckers that you're gonna kill over the course of this game, and they give you like a row of like that idea, whether it's the Mercenaries deck of 52 or some of the, you know, the middle or the Shadow of War stuff. Crackdown, like Ghost Recon Wildlands, a game that this is extremely like in ways that I'd be curious to know how many people who worked on this game also worked on that game, because and it's weird the number of parallels I can draw between those. Maybe it's not weird. Hey, maybe that's just maybe that's a statement about Ubisoft's open world games and what have you. But it struck me funny once I put it together, like, man, this game really reminds me of Wildlands. Not Breakpoint. Wildlands. Weird. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I'll be back Friday to rank some 8-bit Nintendo games. So come on back through for that. And go check out the podcast. And of course, you know, that interview that went up on Monday is still there in the podcast feed. It's still there on YouTube if you want to check it out, with Jason Blundell talking about his new studio a little bit, but also talking about the time he spent making N-Gage games, as well as Catwoman. They should make a new Catwoman. They should make Assassin's Creed Catwoman. No, they should actually do that. They should that'd be kind of cool. Actually, it would probably be just like everything else, but that would be, I don't know, that would, whatever, man. I would be interested in a Catwoman themed Assassin's Creed game. All right, why don't we just make Assassin's Creed Castlevania? You got to stab these zombies from the back, and just more games with whips, I think, is what I'm asking for. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Have a good one, and I will see you on Friday.